Webcrawlers original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers, the podcast where we do a deep dive into some of our favorite mysteries. Each week we will introduce our topic, lay out our research and findings, reveal some conspiracy theories, and conclude with our own hypothesis. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And where's Maria? Where's Maria?
Waiting for her ghost.
Waiting for her ghost to arrive. Melissa, who are our patrons for today?
We have Anthony, Andrew R., Jeff, Garrett, Katie A.
Guys, welcome to the team, and you guys get to enjoy that episode we did with John and Jessica on remote viewing.
That was
so fun, so cool. More of that interesting stuff to come on our Patreon. So you're joining in on at just the right time. Melissa, what? Oh, I know what it's on today, and I'm very excited. So tell our listeners.
So this is something that I became aware of earlier this year. There was like this Instagram video that popped up of like this family who was like begging their daughter to like come back to them. And I was like, what the fuck? They were like a big TikTok family.
Crazy.
And I was like, what is going on? And then it turns out it's a whole thing.
Well, the first red flag is TikTok family.
That's the first red flag.
Yeah, you had me at TikTok
know that
family.
Addison Rae, you know that like TikToker, her whole family is on TikTok.
Oh God.
And they make so much money.
There was this other show.
Yeah, they were on that reality show or whatever.
Oh, so was that Addison Rae? Because there was another one about two like sisters who were dancers or something, and they were.
This
is them?
This is about two sisters.
Oh, so maybe. Oh, maybe this is
I don't know
them,
what's
then.
going on TikTok. I truly.
I
open it
tried
once
to
a
get on
week.
TikTok. Yeah, we couldn't. TikTok, I called it. I'm like a
TikTok.
grandma.
You can get on the TikTok.
I tried to get on the TikTok. It's too much for me. I can't handle it. But it's crazy. It's a crazy world out there.
So there's a woman named Miranda Wilkin who now goes by Miranda Derrick because she got married recently.
Interesting.
She's a TikToker. She's allegedly been inducted into a Los Angeles cult that targets dancers, TikTok dancers. Her family fears that she's been brainwashed and involved in something like super dark and sinister, but she claims everything is totally fine and that she's like, I've just changed. I don't need to be saved. My family is making a big deal out of this. But her family says otherwise. So what's going on with Miranda in this cult? Let's get into it.
Also, like TikTok dancing, should it even be called dancing? It's weird
just like
hand gestures. Yeah.
Of a routine.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. I can't describe TikTok.
TikTok dancing.
I don't know the TikToks.
Yeah.
We also have a little bit of insider info from someone who has breached the premises of the 7M compound that we'll get into a little later.
Exciting.
And there have been a bunch of articles came out. There's a really good one I read by Gabrielle Bluestone, who was on our Firefest episode. She's the one who broke the Firefest news.
She's incredible. She's amazing.
She wrote a great article in The Cut. And then there's another one, Rolling Stone, by a woman named Andrea Marks. Wrote a great article about this. So this is a story of Miranda and her sister, Melanie Wilkin.
This is the story all about how Miranda and Melanie got turned upside down. And I'd like to tell a story and chilling right here about how TikTok got a little weird.
Whoa. We got to stop the podcast right there.
I know, we should TikTok that.
I was like, where's this going? What's going to rhyme?
And the answer is nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so these sisters started a shared TikTok account. Melanie's 22, Miranda's 25. They're singers, they're dancers. They've danced in videos for Bruno Mars and Iggy Azalea, apparently.
Whoa.
Like they're talented. Miranda was on the 12th season of So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh, wow. So she's legit.
She's legit. They're originally from a Detroit suburb in Michigan called Macomb Township. And these sisters seemed like best friends. So like that's why it felt so weird when it all just kind of came crashing down. So they had like a decent following in I think like 2019, 2020. But during the beginning of the pandemic is when they started to blow up on TikTok. Their parents would show up in the videos. And then Miranda got a boyfriend, James Derrick, aka B-Dash.
Is he another TikToker?
Yes, he is.
Okay, makes sense.
And they had over 3 million followers by the end of 2020.
Jeez.
They were like doing ads, sponsored posts, and they were just making a shit ton of money. You know, how you do on TikTok. But by 2021, some things started to change. They posted a video in January of them doing the Bus It Challenge. You remember the Bus It Challenge?
No, what is that?
There's that song that's like,
well, it's like, yeah, bus
it. And it was when people they would be like dancing in like casual clothes. You got to bus it. And they would like get down and pop back up and they'd be in like their club clothes.
I do remember that. Yes. Oh God, these are all
the
so
Bus
horrible.
It Challenge.
I know
you did the Bus It Challenge.
Yeah, all the time.
So that ended up being the last video Miranda was in with Melanie.
Uh-oh.
The Bus It Challenge is where it all ended.
Is where the riff started.
So then Melanie kept posting videos by herself. Melanie's the younger one. So it was just her in this TikTok account. And then the months went on and people were commenting like, hey, where's your sister?
This is actually what happened with Maria, as me, Melissa, and Maria did the Bus It Challenge. And then Maria happened.
It all went to shit after that.
Yeah.
Maria's like, I gotta go. I gotta go do something else. But one of the comments was like, sorry to be rude, but where is your sister? You're stunning, BTW.
Classic, like, comment.
But Melanie replied and she said, she's been sick, but will be back soon, which was a lie. Like she just, for months, she's like, oh, I know, she's just doing other stuff.
Yeah.
What if
I know,
Maria
this sounds so suspicious.
This is what's happening with Maria. She's
this sounds
in a cult. Yeah, Maria's fine. She's
working on something.
Oh, she could be in a cult. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
Okay, so 2 weeks later, Miranda came back to TikTok, but she created her own account separate from her sisters. Her sister Melanie wasn't in any of the videos. There was like a bunch of new people in these videos, including her boyfriend, James. Kitty, my cat's trying to jump up on the desk.
Oh my God.
She keeps trying and falling.
That's so cute. Kitty.
So there's all these new people, all these new TikTokers in these videos. And they all had something in common. They were all under this management team called 7M Films.
Interesting.
Which is this talent company that represents social media influencers. And like her videos were like different now. The production value was like way higher. Locations were changed. Like it was more professional looking.
Yeah.
Like good lighting. Like she really stepped it up. And in April 2021, she cut off her, like she had this super long signature blonde hair and she chopped it off. Now she has like a short blonde bob. Like she changed her appearance. Like everything kind of changed about her.
Her whole vibe.
And then she posted a video in August of 2021. It was captioned Puppet Master. And in the video, Miranda's boyfriend is standing behind her. She's like dressed as a doll.
Like a marionette.
Yeah. And he's like pulling
like
her
the
strings.
NSYNC video.
Yes. So like people were commenting like, is this a clue?
Yeah. Oh God.
And then later that month, Miranda posted a TikTok of them dancing. And then James, her boyfriend, gets down on one knee and proposes to her.
Does she look surprised or does it look planned?
Yeah. No, she looks surprised. And then they get married a month later in Vegas.
That's quick.
So this is quick. And then in January 2022, she posted a TikTok of her dancing to It's My Life.
Oh, Jovi.
It's my life. And she used the caption, this is my life. Leave me alone. And like people were commenting things like, you in danger, girl. Like, what's going on? It's very cryptic.
None of this is good. Yeah.
So Miranda's sister and her family, they didn't acknowledge any of this until February 2022, this year.
Oh, that's recent. Yeah.
So it was like a whole year went by of like Melanie and Miranda not being in these videos, and they finally acknowledged it. And Melanie and her parents did an Instagram live.
Oh.
And it's like a half-hour video. They said, Melanie starts off by saying, this has been a very uncomfortable topic that has been haunting us for over a year now. It's been the hardest year of my life. The family was like all crying. The video was recorded on Miranda's birthday. And then Melanie says that Miranda has cut off everyone and has blocked any family member that has tried to get in contact with her. Even her fucking grandma, she like blocked everyone.
Grandma?
Yeah, she blocked her own fucking grandma.
Grandma. I also love...
Grandma has like social media.
That's what I was about to say. Like, did she block her number? Or, like, did she block her on...
Yeah, apparently she blocked her grandma's TikTok. So Melanie goes on to say that January 18th, 2021 was the worst day of their lives.
Oh my God.
Melanie and Miranda were supposed to fly home to Michigan because they were living in Los Angeles at this point. They're supposed to fly home to Michigan for their grandpa's funeral that day. And then 30 minutes before they were supposed to go to the airport, Miranda calls her mom and dad and says she's not coming. And then she made up like a bunch of excuses. And she said she wasn't coming home and they wouldn't understand. And they were like, what the fuck? And she was like close with her grandpa too.
This is
so they're
weird.
like, this is very like out of character. Like, why is she not coming home? So Miranda's parents flew from Michigan to California to visit Miranda. And they said she was like noticeably different. Hello?
Dun, dun, dun.
This new doorbell is crazy.
Yeah, that's like, that's an old-timey spooky doorbell.
I know. I love it. It's hilarious. So Miranda's parents flew. They said she was different. They said she was very distant. And her mom asked why she couldn't go to the funeral. And she seemed scared and was like, I don't know if I should. I don't want to make a mistake. And so her mom assumed that someone or something was controlling her life and she was like afraid of fucking up or something.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then she said, well, I have to go film a video with B-Dash, who's James, her husband.
That reminded me. Did you watch that TikTok show about all the TikTokers who lived in that house together?
That was so depressing.
It was so depressing and
it
like
was
so dark. What was it called? TikTok reality
Was it
show?
On Netflix? I think it was on Netflix. And it was
Hype House. Yes, Hype House.
It was all these kids.
Oh, it was
like what they do is they rent these like giant mansions, but they don't buy any furniture. They don't decorate it.
Yeah.
It's just
and
empty. It's so sad. And they're just like coming up with videos and they seem very,
they're also
I don't know.
empty. They're also like empty and like depressed, and it got 2 out of 10 stars on IMDb. It's depressing. It's not a fun show to watch. You can't binge watch it. Like after each episode, I needed to like take a shower. It's not a good show.
It was really sad.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Like, this is what their lives are like, I guess, when you are making like, it was just, ugh.
This one girl who's also a TikToker is dating another guy who's a TikToker, and she's like, he only wants to hang out with me when we're like TikToking and everything has to be on TikTok, and then he won't talk to me if we're not making videos. It's like the whole thing is just really man. Oof. It's bad. It's bad. These poor kids growing up with no skills.
God, it's so like good for them for like making money and like
who would say no to that? I mean, I just started making reels on Instagram because you can randomly get paid for them. Like it's crazy. I'll do whatever for money. Like I put up 3 dog videos and made $100 for no reason.
What?
I know Melissa, they'll pay you for reels. You can
I always
do anything.
see that notice on Instagram. It's like, would you like to make money from reels? I always just turn it off. I'm like,
I know, because you're like a normal person. But finally, I said yes, and like, and if they get, I mean, you'll get views. Like mine got, like if you get like 6,000 views, they give you $15 or something. They're like $20. Yeah, I'm
Wait,
up to $100.
Are they your own reels or are there other reels?
No, you have to make your own.
That's amazing.
I just put up a picture of Asher to some music, and then like
I've noticed. I'm like, oh, Allie's doing reels now.
Yeah, it's because I'm just
expanding your
get $100 and send them to daycare for the day.
Expanding your portfolio.
Yeah, but I mean, I get why these kids do it, but it's like,
yeah.
I was about to say, at least I have other skills.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Martin. Happy birthday, Martin.
Sorry, I didn't know this was a record day.
Well, you know what? Some days we record Mondays, some days we record Sundays. You never know what you're going to get. What'd you get, Jones on third?
Yeah, do you want a lemon? I got you.
I'll take a lemonade, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. Tell Martin I say happy birthday. You're resisting.
Allie says happy birthday. His birthday is July 6th, so it's like in a week.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him I take
never
it back.
mind. He takes it back. He said thanks. Yeah, that show. Oh boy, that was
it was
dark
really
as
dark.
hell.
Oh,
Don't
God.
recommend it unless you want to feel terrible.
Unless you want to feel terrible about yourself. But if you don't know anything about TikTok, it might be like a good start.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting for sure, but woof.
Yeah, and they have like managed. Oh, and also all these people do like horribly. This was filmed during COVID, and none of them follow COVID protocols.
No,
all these kids
parties?
are having parties during COVID. They all say crazy racist. It's just all.
It's problematic.
They're problematic. Anyways, continue.
Anyways, okay. So her parents flew to LA. She's like, I gotta go film a video with James, aka B Dash.
B Dash.
She left her apartment, and that's the last time her parents saw her.
Oh my God.
What exactly happened to Miranda? So her parents said that she joined a religious organization that Melanie, her younger sister, had heard of, because Melanie was also invited into this group.
Oh, Jesus.
Both of the sisters started going to events, and Melanie liked it at first, but then she saw a bunch of red flags, and she didn't want to be involved anymore. And that's when like this rift between Melanie and Miranda occurred.
Yeah.
So for like most of 2020, they were like fighting all the time. And this organization was called 7M, this quote unquote management company. So 7M is owned by a guy named Robert Shin, who also founded the Shekinah Church in 2009.
That's suspect.
The thing with this church is that it doesn't have an actual venue. There's no social media. There's no service times. It's just an office space that also houses 7M Films in Santa Ana, California.
Oh, does he call it a church so it's tax exempt?
I believe so. His name, they call him Pastor Shin. His son, Isaiah Shin, is the one who shoots most of Miranda's videos.
This is
I think he's like in his 20s. And everyone else's videos, like everyone who's in 7M, their videos are shot by this kid, Isaiah. And they've also been linked to a thing called Seven Mountain Mandate. It's this Christian movement, which goes back to 1975. There's 3 prominent figures in this movement. There's a guy named Lauren Cunningham, Bill Bright, and Francis Schaeffer, who claim they all received the same message from God.
Get likes from followers.
Exactly. Join TikTok.
Join TikTok.
This message was to enter and influence life's spheres: education, religion, family, business, government, entertainment, and media.
They're
That's
like
seven spheres of whatever.
That's so weird. They're like, God stood on the mountaintop and told us to bus it.
God told us to bus it, and we did. We busted it. So it's an evangelical Christian manifesto with the goal to rid those institutions of demons and witchcraft. And if you shorten 7 Mountain Mandate, you get 7MM or 7M. So it would make sense that they would target TikTok influencers because entertainment and media are two of the areas in this little manifesto. Also, fun fact, Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, Paula White, was a 7M follower.
Meaning she like followed them on TikTok, or like she followed
like the church part of
the
it.
spiritual followings.
The spiritual part of it, yeah.
I can't believe Trump had a spiritual advisor.
Yeah. You know, he's very deep.
Yeah, he's a deep guy. Wow,
I remember hearing about her, and I was like, oh no, who's this crazy lady?
Interesting. Let's take a quick break for announcements. Webcrawlers has a Patreon to get access to bonus episodes, shout outs, merch discounts, and more. Please go to patreon.com/webcrawlers. You can donate as little as $2 a month to get access to all this cool stuff that we have coming your way in the next few months. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and we will read your reviews on our mailbag episodes. And don't forget, although you haven't, Erios has a hotline. Insert jingle here.
626-604-6262. Erios.
Please continue to call us, especially you first-time callers. Great way to get over your anxiety.
It really
Take a first
is.
step. You're talking to no one.
You're talking to literally no one.
Yeah, so you can even write down what you want to say, and it's a great way to just a step through fear and just leave us a voicemail.
Okay, Teal Swan.
And join our call. Now back to our program.
So in this Instagram live that Melanie's doing with her parents, she says she believes that Miranda's new husband, James, and all these dancers in the TikTok videos aren't in control of their own lives.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes.
Paula tweeted 3 hours ago,
Oh, no.
haters help you understand that you're headed in the right direction. What an insane thing to tweet.
If you're the president's spiritual advisor.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That sounds like
My
something Trump would
haters.
say. Yeah, my haters
that
prove
is.
to me that I'm right.
That's probably why he likes her.
Yeah.
So they think that all these people in these videos aren't in control of their own lives. They've noticed that Miranda and her husband James have become distant and weird. James's old friend Joey made a YouTube video about how James has changed since he got involved with 7M. So people are like noticing like differences in Miranda and James. He also said that James fell prey to a cult in the past as well.
Oh, God.
Joey, this friend, was in a dance crew with James called Street Kingdom, and they were members of a church in LA that also demanded that they cut off ties with family,
Come on now.
which is like the number one sign of a cult.
Yeah.
But they eventually got out of that group, and now Joey thinks James just got sucked back into one.
Yeah, it seems
He's
like
cult
it.
prone, very cult prone.
How many of these dance cults are there?
I don't know. They're
Christian dance cults.
LA's rampant with Christian,
Christian dance cults.
So Mel and your parents were also very upset that they weren't invited to Miranda and James's wedding.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And she doesn't even reach out to say happy birthday or Merry Christmas or anything. She has zero ties to her family. She just like cut off her family and was like, peace out.
That's insane.
Other people have spoken out against 7M. So back in 2009, Pastor Shin was sued by a former member, Lydia Chung, who claimed similar things as the Wilkins are claiming. Said she was forced to cut ties with family. They were controlling her every move. She said they exerted undue influence, mind control, oppression, and other intimidating tactics in order to, quote, divest her of her money and property, all in the name of obeying the will of God.
Yeah, because I bet if they're like a management company, they're
they
taking
take all
a
the money.
cut. Yeah.
And probably giving them like a very small percentage.
Yeah.
So she was giving her money to this church too, this whatever church thing. And she said Pastor Robert Shin is a copycat. He uses other preachers' messages, manipulates the wording for obedience, and then talks to his members who are locked into a small gathering, cut off from the world.
Oh, God.
So sounds problematic.
Yeah, that's
So the Wilking family contacted the police, but there's not much you can do when an adult willingly gets involved in a church.
Yeah.
It's like they're not kidnapped, they just went somewhere.
Right.
That's why getting people out of cults is so difficult.
You got to kidnap them.
So that's why they decided to do this Instagram Live. And they got tons of support. People started flooding Miranda's TikTok with comments like, "Are you okay? Your family misses you." And some people said they knew friends who joined 7M and then they stopped hearing from them.
Oh my God.
So it's like a common thing with this company.
TikTok.
But then Miranda speaks out.
Uh-oh.
February 28th, 2022, 4 days after this Instagram Live, Miranda posted a statement on TikTok. She said, despite what her family said, she had never abandoned her shared TikTok account. It was Melanie who cut ties with her.
Don't buy it.
I don't buy it. She said after she moved out of the house, she was kicked out of the account. She asked if she could have access to it, but Melanie refused. And after a constant back and forth, she decided to start her own TikTok account. She denied she was in a cult, and it was a personal choice to distance herself from her family because they were not in support of decisions she had made. I'm like, what decisions?
The decisions to join a cult.
She claims her family didn't want her to move in with James,
Okay.
her now husband. She wrote, when I left, they decided to call the cops on James, saying that my black boyfriend kidnapped and abused me. The police officers got a hold of me and wanted to meet me in person to make sure I was not kidnapped or hurt. I met with them and they saw that I was fine, and we actually laughed about the situation because they said, wow, it seems that your family was really upset that you moved out. And I just said, yeah, it was a disagreement. So she's claiming her family didn't like her boyfriend.
Like racist. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
She said she didn't want to fly back to Michigan for the funeral because she's worried her parents wouldn't let her leave.
Okay.
And then she claimed when her parents came to California to visit her, her dad grabbed her purse so she wouldn't have her license to drive, and her dad blocked her in her own driveway so she couldn't get out.
Interesting.
And her mom was holding her arm and reading to her what a cult was and that she was part of one.
Well, it seems like her parents really genuinely did think that she was in a cult.
Yes. I think that, yeah.
And she probably is in a cult. But
what's crazy is that, like, all the TikTok videos of the family, like, her boyfriend was in the TikTok videos with the family, so it seemed like they liked him.
Okay, so she's just making excuses.
Yeah. Her fans were commenting and supporting her, saying things like, good for you for getting toxic family members out of your life.
Of course, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. There were a few comments, people who were skeptical and wondering why most of the comments were in support of Miranda. They were like, why is everyone supporting? This is weird.
Yeah.
Then James also released a statement confirming what Miranda said. He said, it started with a white, beautiful woman moving in with a poor black man from Compton that parents did not approve of. I get it. I was renting a room and had no car. I was a divorced man with a son. Dean Wilking, who's the dad, called the cops on me saying they were afraid for Miranda's life. Melanie then locked Miranda out of their shared TikTok. We got married and joined a management company that helped me become successful. I started getting paid from endorsements. I paid off my debts, bought a new car, moved into a nice home. So he's basically saying that 7M has, like, improved his life immensely.
Yeah.
So it's like two completely different sides to the story.
I mean, listen, that might be Miranda's perception of what happened that caused her to leave. But the fact that, like, what you're saying, like, that the whole family was in videos together and stuff, like, that also could have been what 7M fed to Miranda.
Right.
Like, your family doesn't like your boyfriend, your family's racist, or like what Teal Swan did of like, I'm psychic and your family, I can tell your parents hate you, you know, like,
yeah,
you never,
because they're making money from her.
exactly.
They're going to say anything to, like, keep her. She's like a huge TikToker.
I'm sure the truth here is like somewhere in the middle. And also they could have disapproved of him without it being racial.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if I was dating someone who didn't have a job, didn't have a car, didn't have a place of employment, and didn't have a lot of money, my parents wouldn't be thrilled regardless of their
No.
race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they could have like expressed dissent of her relationship and then they went to that place. You know, I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? But then there's this person named Samantha Long. She is friends with both Melanie and James, and she decided to speak out. So Samantha used to live with James. They were close friends. But then in 2020, James started to not respond to Samantha's texts. So she decided to call him to see what the hell was going on. They spoke for a few hours. She claims she like didn't recognize her friend at all. He was like going on about conspiracies and weird shit. And then Samantha was also not invited to James and Miranda's wedding.
Weird.
And asked him why, and he texted back, "I'm married now, things change." And Samantha also doesn't think that James wrote that statement that he put out.
Like
And then
7M wrote it.
Miranda's- Yeah, and then Miranda's TikToks were getting strange too. She was doing live videos of her painting her nails, doing laundry, and reading the Bible, and like completely ignoring her comments.
Weird.
Like people would be like, are you in a cult? She would just like ignore everyone.
Ignore
just,
it.
These weird, very long Instagram live videos of her just like walking around her house. It's very strange.
It's like when Katy Perry did that live stream of her nervous breakdown. And everyone was like,
24-hour
girl,
stream.
you okay?
And then March of this year, a new Instagram account popped up that appeared to be run by Miranda. And she would document everything. Then she posted a video of her and James in Detroit. And then she said, "Here are my parents. Since you want to make everything public, do you guys have anything to say to the live stream?" Like, I think they're in the airport.
Oh,
And you can see her parents in the background, like walking with him, like they look annoyed. And her dad said, "Love you, Miranda." And her mom said, "Excited to see you in person." It was very strange. It was just
How
Miranda, like, "Here's my parents.
weird.
Here they are." Like annoyed.
Weird.
And then after that video, her mom posted a statement on Instagram that said the meeting did not go well.
Ooh, mom spilling the tea.
Spilling the tea. And then James actually reached out to her parents to coordinate the meeting.
Interesting.
She said it didn't take long before we discovered the hidden agenda behind the meeting, but she like doesn't elaborate on what she meant by that. So her mom is like, there was a hidden agenda, but she said she still feels hopeful that everything will be okay one day. That was like a few months ago.
Huh.
It's very mysterious.
It is mysterious.
And then Miranda posted her own statement saying she does want to reconcile with her family and plans to meet with them in the next month. She said, "We have a lot of issues to work through, but my desire is for us to arrive at a place where we can agree to disagree and allow there to be healthy boundaries in our relationship." It's all very like cryptic and like,
Yeah, it's like what is actually going on
What's
here?
going on?
Yeah, like what's the actual problem and what's going on here?
So Miranda posted a video and claims she has proof that she has communicated with her family since January 2021, like DMs, text messages. She also sent the video that she has changed, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. She said she started the Wilkins Sisters account in 2016 when she was 19. She's now 25. She's married, cut her hair, and it's totally fine that she's changed. She said she and Melanie had disagreements over brand deals, and she wanted equal access to their account, and Melanie wouldn't agree. So that's why she created her own account.
Okay.
I guess. And then March 25th, 7M Films put out their own statement. They said there's no overlap between the Shekinah Church and 7M, despite Pastor Robert Shin running both of them. So there is overlap.
Yeah, right, loser.
They denied any ties to the Seven Mountain Mandate. They said the M in 7M refers to millennium.
Oy vey.
7M is exploring and will continue to use every legal means necessary to address these false and unproven claims in a court of law instead of the court of public opinion.
Who are they going to sue? Us?
Yeah. we are confident that the truth will prevail in the end. And that's the story so far.
That is so
There's
bizarre.
two completely different sides to the story. So, like, I don't know. And then we have
Yeah.
friend of the pod. Okay.
Is she coming on?
No.
Oh.
She said I could read the text messages.
Oh, cool.
But she wants to remain anonymous.
Okay.
She works as a like production designer, works on a lot of sets and stuff. She said, "Hi, I worked on a shoot for 7M People that was like a fashion brand TikTok series directed by the son Isaiah. It was at a strange compound and then someone's McMansion. It was odd. I'll try to put together a list of things I noticed." And she took some pics in there. Coffee maker that's like fueled by Jesus and coffee.
That's so weird.
It's one of the signs in there. This was March 2021.
Yeah.
So this was that was right when Miranda, I think,
Yeah,
joined.
this is right when this happened. Yeah.
She said no one was wearing masks except for myself and the DP.
Of course.
Also, there was a lot of superfluous people around who weren't doing anything for the shoot.
Didn't she get COVID? Is this when she got COVID?
I think she got COVID a little later.
Oh, okay.
She said everyone was very nice, but no one went out of their way to chat with me. Cliquish, but not unfriendly. There was no call sheet. I was just given an address. It was an old private school compound where we shot the first half of the day at. Halfway through, I realized they owned it and that it wasn't a rented location for the shoot. And it's this she sent a location of it. It's this giant compound with multiple buildings and houses. It's
Crazy.
pretty huge. It's in Tahunga, California, which is north.
Like the valley.
East-ish,
Yeah.
The producer was saying they were planning on developing it into their studio. They had 2 rooms set up as a production office green room. The rest of the property was full on an old decrepit school with desks and kitty painted walls. It was super creepy. She said it was a weird shoot with a weird Christian twist.
Oh.
Yeah, Melanie Wilking, the girl whom all the drama was about, was one of the dance models. This was right before she cut her hair short.
Oh my God.
And there's a picture of
yeah, that is so crazy. What a
picture
weird...
of Melanie with long hair.
Wow, we really got the inside scoop.
Yeah, and she has the phone number of Isaiah stored in her phone.
Yeah.
The production company they used was called High Frequency Films. She said all payments were through Zelle transfers.
That's so weird.
I think that's all. Yeah, she said Isaiah's the director. He's the son of the ex-doctor old guy church leader from the articles. She sent us his Instagram. She said Britney Spears reposted one of their viral videos last year.
Oh God. Well, she was going through a lot.
Yeah. And then after Isaiah first emailed me, the person who was the producer coordinator that I was handed off to is Daniel Joseph. And he's apparently works for 7M Management. That's it. So she was there. She sent us a picture of Miranda. That must have been one of her first videos for them before she cut her hair.
That
crazy.
is so crazy. And I remember getting all those texts and I was like, what are you guys talking about? And then you sent me one.
Just wait.
Yeah, you sent me one of the articles and I was like, oh shit, what a cool job. Wow. So if you guys know anything about this cult, if you're in the TikTok universe or know anyone who has been recruited or anything like that, Melissa, where can people reach us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, I am Allie Bussett Siegel.
I am Melissa. You got to bus it, Stetton.
What's that song that's bus it, bus it?
It's that song, isn't it?
I don't know, but the way that you're singing it is different than whatever.
Oh.
Let's
You know what?
play Bus It.
Bus It by Erica Banks.
Okay, that is what I'm thinking.
Oh. Maybe I'm singing it wrong.
Yeah, you're singing it weird. Slurping on pussy.
Is you fuck it? 2 shots, fuck it. Bust it, bust it, bust it. bust it. Is you fucking? 2 shots, fuck it.
You're singing weird. You've got to
You
bust
got to
it.
bust it.
I don't know
What song
you're-
is that?
I don't know.
I'm mixing up 2 songs. You got to something.
I don't know, but I like your
You've got
version.
to bust it.
I was like, I don't know what challenge
Like
that
the
is,
whitest
but-
version.
Yeah, you've got to bust it.
it.
That's the Christian version from the cult you're in. All right, guys, let us know if you know any info on this cult, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.